So starting on our backs today, if you want, and this is just an option, sometimes this feels good, sometimes it doesn't feel good. If you want to place a block, so the long side is parallel with the short edge, you can lay that down and maybe place it underneath the shoulder blades. And maybe you lie back and then you take the block. If you have two on the tall setting, you can place it behind your head. Sometimes that feels nice. If that doesn't feel good at all, then just come to the ground. But sometimes it's nice to kind of have options. This will really open up the chest, the shoulders, especially if you lie with those palms up to the sky. So that would be the long edge parallel with the short edge, kind of on that middle setting, and then the tall part to support the head. And your feet could be legs could be long, your feet could be mat width apart with knees in. Just giving ourselves a few moments to kind of acclimate to this block behind the back, deciding if that is going to serve our intention today. Feeling the block underneath the back of the head. And maybe we decide that we just want to come to the ground, or that, yeah, we'll hang out here and stay here. Noticing the rise and fall of the chest. Noticing the feet flat on the ground. Trying to keep our breath as effortless as we can, so not even trying to change it. Just being with the breath, being with ourselves exactly as we are. And then drawing our attention to our heart space. Maybe feeling how, if we were to know in our chest where that physical heart is bringing our awareness there and feeling that physical heart in the chest, maybe noticing the beating of the chest beneath the ribs. Maybe feeling the heartbeat in the chest, or maybe we notice a heartbeat in the neck or the arm, maybe the thumb. And letting go of any effort to notice anything and just dropping into this present moment. And perhaps thinking of the twinkling of holiday lights or of a candle, and the light that is emitted, that shines, so we can see and notice the bright light. And then bringing our awareness back to our physical body, and maybe to our energy today. Taking a moment to check in to maybe what kind of energy that we are emitting. What is our light giving off today? What's our energy giving off today? And maybe going a little deeper and thinking that each interaction we have with those around us is an exchange of energy. And coming to our yoga practice, thinking that each posture that we move through, each breath that we take, is also giving or requiring different energies of the body. It's going to evoke maybe a different sensation in the body or thought in the mind. So today, just bringing some awareness to our practice in the sense that we might notice what comes up in different shapes. And as we move through our practice, being mindful to do a modification or a variation or whatever expression of the shape that we need for our energy today, or what we are going to emit today and what we want to fill ourselves with. Sometimes there might be a pose that causes us stress, and so we can learn to express that in a different way. Maybe there's a pose that requires challenge. Maybe we want a challenge, or maybe we don't want a challenge today. So just really being true and honest with what our energy wants, what we want to give ourselves in order to give to others. On an exhale, just dropping in to giving ourselves permission to draw what we need from today's practice to nourish ourselves. So on an exhale, if you have those blocks behind your back, if you're on your blocks, kind of bring the elbows in to press the elbows into the ground, and with one arm remove the block from under the back, and then the head or the head in the back, and come right onto your back. And then let that back neutralize on the ground. And then hug the knees in. And notice how that upper back that we had that block under feels with those knees into the chest. And then inhale to extend the legs to the sky. Maybe let the arms come above the head like a Y. So kind of with our arms in a Y, those shoulder blades that we had on the block can kind of spread apart. With the legs above the sky, the legs are weightless, but it kind of brings some heaviness to that low back. Now we'll exhale, maybe bring the hands, maybe one to the heart, one to the stomach. With the left leg to the sky, let's lower that right leg down nice and steadily with control, keeping the low back on the ground. Maybe we had to bend that left leg in order to do so. And then we'll draw that right leg back up to the sky. And now lower the left leg down, nice and steady with control, bending that right leg if we need to keep the low back on the ground. And then lift it up. And then switch, bending the left knee, lowering the right leg. And back and forth. So move nice and steady. Maybe the next time you lower that left leg down and bring it back to the sky, we'll pause with both legs up to the sky. Now with both legs to the sky, we're just going to do some little drops to the side with the legs. This is a really active shape, active movement. So when we bring our arms out like a T, we can keep the legs straight and gently lower them over to the right. The legs are together. If you need to, bend the knees and drop those knees over to the side. And then exhale, bring the legs and knees through the middle, and then gently lower with control over to the left. I'm just going to do this back and forth a couple times. This is a little side body twist, but also really strengthening that side body and that low back, low belly. Exhale when you bring it through the middle, and then inhale and exhale to drop out to the side. So maybe do it one more time to each side with control, with awareness. And after that last time to that second side, bring the legs up to the sky. And once you get them to the sky, point the toes on an inhale, and exhale, flex the feet towards the face. Then inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Now inhale, point the toes towards the sky. Bring the arms up so the hands are parallel with the shins and the fingertips. Reach to the sky. Yeah. And then lift that upper back off as we reach towards the ceiling. Kind of bring the chin to the chest so you're not straining the neck. And then we'll gently lower down the upper back and the head as we flex the feet. Keep the arms lifted. Point the toes and then reach the fingers, tilt the chin to the chest, reach the fingertips towards the toes, lifting the upper back off the ground. And then we'll exhale, lower with control the upper back, the neck, the head, flex the feet towards the face. Last time. Inhale to lengthen through the toes and lift the upper back off. Exhale, reaching chin to the chest. Let's pause here. Chin to the chest, fingertips reach, shoulders off the ground, toes point. Probably going to feel this in the core. And then exhale, lower down the upper back, the neck, the head, the feet. Lower the arms out to the side. Draw the knees in. And then exhale, lower the feet, bring the soles together, let the knees come out to the side. Kind of wiggle those sits bones. You can bring a little curve in the low back if that feels right, or you can lengthen through the core so there's less of a curve. But let's pause here and recline butterfly, letting the knees be open. Check in with our energy, seeing where we're at this morning or this afternoon. One more breath in. And then we'll exhale, bring those knees together. We'll roll over to one side, and then we'll come up into our tabletop. And in that tabletop position, let's bring our blocks. If we have two, bring them out in front. Walk the knees back, nice and far. Hands come on top of the blocks. They can be as tall as you want. Now drop the heart down with the sits bones to the sky. If you have only one block, you can just bring both of your hands to one block. We're just sinking the heart down and stretching the backs of the arms, the armpits. Finding our puppy pose with a little bit of elevation in the hands. Breathe in. Exhale, sigh to drop the heart. One more breath in. Exhale, sigh. Now let's glance up at that block, up at the hands. Bring the hands off the block. So kind of lift up. Hands come off the block, move the block to the side. Let's inhale, step the right foot forward between the hands. Find some stability in that right foot. Now curl the toes of the left foot under. Finding some stability in that back left foot. Let's rise up, crescent lunge, Ashtachandrasana. Maybe you're reaching hard through the fingertips, maybe starting that front leg, coming onto the ball of that left foot, and then sinking down into that front knee. And maybe lowering that left heel a little closer to the ground. Now let's check in, feeling the arms reaching to the sky. Maybe we ground a little bit and point the fingers down. If you feel like you want to kind of wake up a little bit, you can reach for the sky. If you need to ground some energy today, it might be helpful to point the fingers to the ground. Let's breathe in. On an exhale, let's twist towards that right leg. Now bring the right hand to that left hamstring, that back of that left leg, and reach the left arm to sky. Kind of a gentle twist. And if it's too much for that right hand to find that left leg, just bring the right hand to point towards the ground behind us. Breathe in. Now exhale, bring the arms out like a T so the shoulders and chest kind of lift. And you're reaching from short edge to short edge in our twist. and sigh. Breathe in. Yes, now exhale, bring the left hand towards the inside of that right leg and the right arm reaches for sky. Pavrita Parsvottanasana. It's helpful to bring that block back into play, bring it on the inside of that leg and reach to the right hand. Let's breathe in. Breathe out. And then inhale. Exhale, bring that right hand to come on the outside of that right leg. So now both hands are kind of framing that right leg. Let's lower down that left knee and then rise up with the chest and the heart. You can lower the knee all the way to the ground, or you can hover that left knee. Up to you. Breathe in and out. And then exhale, bring the hands to frame the foot. Let's bring that right knee back to meet the left knee. The block comes back into the front. Hands on the block, or blocks, and melt down into puppy pose. Opening up the shoulder blades and the back. Inhale. Exhale, let the breath go. Now inhale, glance up at the block, glance up at the hands, bring the hands down, move the block out of the way, and then we'll step that left foot forward. Curl the right toes under, and then we'll rise up, crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale to bring that right heel kind of close to the ground and sink into that left front leg. And now we'll check in with the energy. Do we want to have our hands up or out or down? Maybe notice if there's a difference in how that makes you feel or react or respond. And maybe there's no difference, maybe there is. Now on an inhale, sweep the arms up to sky so we can twist on an exhale to the left. And then maybe that left hand comes to the right leg or might point towards the ground. We'll reach the right arm to sky. And offer ourselves a few breaths here. Exhale, chest comes back over the hips, the arms reach short edge to short edge. On an exhale, shine the heart forward. And then bring the arms back out, short edge to short edge. And bring the right hand on the inside of that left foot. Reach the left arm to sky. You can bring a block to rest the hand, or you can let the hand hover. Pavrita Parsvottanasana. Scoot the left hand to frame the left shin so our hands are on either side of the ankle. And then we'll lift up into a crescent lunge. We can lower that right knee if we want. Or we can let it hover. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. We'll exhale. Now this time lift up off that knee, step forward into chair pose, right foot meets left foot. Sit down for just a breath. And then we'll rise up. Exhale, sit down in chair, bring the hands to the heart. Yes, stay here or inhale and rise. And then sit back down. Now stay here for a couple breaths in chair, or if you want, you can inhale up and come back down. So maybe you want to stay steady and grounded in your chair, or maybe you want to bring a little movement and you can move up and down. We're going to move up and down 2 more times, or stay in chair for 4 more breaths. Inhale, rise. And exhale down. And inhale. And exhale. Now pausing in our chair, grounding the feet, rolling the shoulders back, tucking the pelvis. When we tuck that pelvis, we might activate the tops of the legs. Breathe in. Now exhale, step the right foot back, ground that heel, and now straighten that front leg, reach the arms up above the head. Exhale, the hands come down to the side. Parsvottanasana, our pyramid pose. We bring our hand to our heart, maybe one to the stomach. Feel into the heart space and the energy that we want to give ourselves in our practice today, so we can give that to others, so we can nourish ourselves. On an exhale, bend that front knee, hinge at the waist so the heart comes parallel with that foot. Feel nice and steady in the core. We can let the arms come out like a T. Breathe in. You might notice that right heel comes off the ground. Maybe you step the right foot forward and feel even sturdier in that base. Inhale. Now let's exhale, frame that ankle again. So the hands frame that left shin or that left ankle. Option, shift into that left foot, lift the right foot off the ground. So the only thing that's grounding us is that left foot. Maybe we keep that right toe as it kicks down. Feel that ankle moving around as it tries to steady ourselves, just like it's designed to do. Now exhale, shift back onto that right foot, bend that front knee, rise up, straighten that front leg, exhale. Inhale. Now bend that front leg, step the right foot forward, step that left foot back, grounding into our pyramid once again. Exhale, bring hand to the heart, hand to the stomach. And then when you're ready, hinge forward, bending that knee. Heart parallel with the foot, and then straighten the knee as much as feels right for you. Maybe noticing if the hips shift over to the right side, keep the hips in the middle. Breathe in, breathe out. Option to let the hands come on either side of that ankle and slowly and mindfully shift the weight into that front foot. The left foot maybe comes up, or that left big toe can ground. Breathing in and out. One more breath. Now exhale, sweep that left foot to meet the right. We'll sit down in our chair again. Hands come in prayer. Now 3 rounds of breath. You can either rest in your chair, or if you want, you can inhale up. And exhale down. 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Good. Exhale, lower down. We're all in chair now. Inhale. Now exhale, shift the weight to that left foot. Bring the right foot back, pivot that heel down. Let's bring our arms down and then out. Exhale, bend that front knee a lot or a little. The right foot pivots towards that lung edge. Let's let our hands be light, and then exhale to extend through that middle finger in the front, middle finger in the back, bending that left knee as much as we need. Maybe we notice if we can see that big toe, but finding that right spot for the knee and bending just enough for what we need today. Maybe that means not much of a bend. Maybe that means big bend. And then exhale, drop that right hand down, that long leg, left arm reach to sky. Maybe the left hand stays on the hip. And then exhale, bring that left hand on the inside of that leg. The palm shines in the same direction as the inside of the knee, right arm to sky. And then exhale, let's float through again. Now our other option is to be still, just maybe in a Virabhadrasana 2, reaching from fingertip to fingertip. Otherwise, kind of flow through your side angle and your reverse warrior. So 3 rounds of breath. A round of breath is an inhale and exhale. Just bringing some self-awareness, as always, into our practice. Knowing that these shapes can influence the flow of energy in our body and our mind. Now the next time you come into your side angle pose, pause there. If you're in warrior 2, come into your side angle with that left arm on the inside of the leg. And now let's exhale to bring that right hand to meet the left. You might notice the shoulders pivot. Now bring the hands kind of down towards the foot, and now bring it in front. So the heart faces forward and the hands are in the middle. And then walk the hands out to an angle that feels good on that left leg. So maybe your hands are just outside that right foot off the mat, coming onto the fingertips, or maybe a block. So it's kind of a warrior 2, downward facing dog, puppy pose. You're noticing the left leg, and pivot that left foot as much as you need to, right? Finding some comfort here in this different shape. Let's breathe in. Now exhale to lift the hands up the head. We can bring our hand to the hips, pressing that left foot, rise with the chest. Now pivot the left foot towards the long edge. So now our feet are nice and wide. Roll the shoulders back, drop into the hips, the knees, the thighs, the feet, and maybe straighten the legs. Inhale, expand through the fingertips. Here's our extended mountain pose. Let's reset here. So maybe close the eyes. Maybe you want to bring yourself into a mountain pose, which is more centered and aligned with energy in the middle. Maybe your energy feels okay with the feet apart, arms apart. Let's inhale. On an exhale, pivot that right foot towards the short edge. Maybe that means you kind of switch around on your mat if it makes more sense for wherever your device is. But come into Virabhadrasana 2 on the other side, so sinking into that knee, but taking the time, giving yourself time to really feel how wide apart do you want your feet, how deep of a bend do you want that knee. And then we can open up the arms. Maybe we find one of the hands in the hips. Finding yourself in this shape that's going to give you what you need. On an exhale, you can bring that left hand back, right arm to sky, or you can stay in that warrior 2. And then we'll just tick-tock through that side angle pose and that reverse warrior. And again, that option to stay steady and still. And there's always an option to stay in the side angle or your reverse warrior for more than a breath. Now let's all meet in our side angle pose, which is that arm in front of the leg, left arm to sky. Now exhale, bring that left hand to meet the right. You might find that you want to pivot that right foot kind of towards the corner of the mat, towards the left corner. And then bring the hands down, walk the hands kind of towards the side of that foot, in front of the mat, off the mat. And then come into that kind of puppy pose back, downward dog hands, whatever this is. But drop the head. Your block is handy. Feeling yourself in this different shape that we don't always find in class. Exhale. Let's inhale. Now exhale to lift the head and we glance at the hands. Bring the hands off the block. If there was a block there, hands come to the ground. Now pivot that left foot. So you're on the ball, the left foot. Now walk the hands towards the right foot. Now bring the toes of that right foot towards the short edge. Let's lower down our left knee. And now come to the top of that left foot with the left hand either on a block, maybe the ground. Drop that right knee open. Press the right hand on that knee. Come into a variation of our lizard. So it's kind of like a low lunge where we really drop that left hip and the right knee comes out to the side. So we're kind of on the pinky edge side of the foot and the heart shines towards the knee. Maybe you want to come onto your forearms as that knee drops to the side. In and out with the breath. Maybe closing the eyes. Now let's exhale, bring that foot to the ground. Hands can come to the floor if you're on your forearms. Let's rise up, sending the hips back. So now we're in a low lunge. We can lift the arms up above the head. Or maybe they come into the back pockets and we just kind of send the hips forward and find a little back bend. So either way, it's breathing in and out. Now exhale, send the hips back. Let's bring the hands to frame that front foot. Bring the right knee back. Now step the left foot forward. Drop the left knee out to the side. The right hip drops down. And come onto the right hand and press the left knee away. The heart turns towards that knee. There's a variation of lizard. Or you can come onto your forearms. or your hands and let that knee drop out and your heart is parallel with the floor instead of shining towards the knee. Breathing in and breathing out. Now one more breath in. Now exhale, come onto the hands, or if you're already on the hands, stay there and drop that left foot to the ground. Send the hips back. And now sweep that left knee to meet the right. Bring the knees maybe a little wider than hip distance, maybe mat distance apart. And then drop the heart down, finding puppy pose again. Exhale. Breathe in and out. On your next exhale, glance up with the hands. Maybe bring the elbows a little closer. If they were far, bring them maybe underneath the shoulders, shoulder distance apart. It's fine. Our dolphin pose. Maybe when you find dolphin, you find downward facing dog. So either one, grounding through the elbows and forearms, or grounding through the hands. Let's be here for 5 rounds of breath. Always the option to stay in puppy pose or to stay in child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe closing the eyes, directing that gaze, whether it's eyes open or eyes closed, towards the navel. Now let's lower down the knees to the floor. Tops of the feet come to the earth. Bring the forearms down if they're not there already. And now with our forearms down, palms down, knees on the ground. Let's bring our shoulders over the elbows. And now let's rock forward and bring the nose to the ground between the thumbs. We can either stay lifted, maybe you want to lower the nose down, or maybe you want to curl the toes under and hover the knees. That's one option. Or keep the knees down. And then we'll exhale, kind of fold, kind of shift forward the nose to the ground, and then press back up. Lower down the nose, and then exhale to press up. Do that a few more times, or just stay with those knees hovering tabletop on your forearms. Draw the belly button to spine wherever you're at. Let's do one more time, nose to the ground, or you can keep those knees covered. And then we'll exhale, find child's pose. Keep those arms out in front for 2 breaths, stretching out the arms and the shoulders. Sitting back on the heels. And then exhale, bring those hands behind us to stretch out the tops of the shoulders, really reaching through the fingertips. Maybe you find the soles of your feet and you massage the soles of your feet, or you can lie with your palms to the sky. Breathe in and breathe out. Deep breath in. Our out breath, we lift our chest, lift our shoulders, and now let's bring our legs out in front. Both legs long, have a block handy. Now let's keep the right leg straight, bend that left leg to the right, or the left foot is on the inside of that right thigh. Now with our block, let's bring it to the outside of that right leg, or maybe to the inside. The right leg might be at a little bit of an angle. We're going to inhale to reach the arms up to sky. And then exhale, kind of lean over to the right. Maybe you bring the right forearm or elbow to the block, so the right palm faces the sky. Now bring the left shoulder back, and we're just going to reach over the left. Yeah. And we'll just pause here for a few breaths. The weight of that left hand and the left arm supports us in opening up through the armpit and the side body. You can flex that right foot. Maybe you bring the block a little lower. And now exhale, bring the hands up above the head so hands are over shoulders. And now let's bring that block out in front. So it's kind of shining right in the heart center, and then we'll fold forward. Try to keep those sits bones down. Flex the right foot. Maybe bring the hands to the block in front on either level. Exhale to lift the head up, float the shoulders back. Keep the block where it is. Just let it be out in the middle. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Now inhale. Now exhale, twist towards the left. The right hand on that left knee, and the left hand comes behind us. Press the left hand into the earth. The shoulder might go back. Little twist. Flexing that right foot still on that right leg. And then exhale, bring the head and the heart back to the middle, shining towards that block that we left there. Now bring the right foot in, send the left leg long. The right foot on the inside of that thigh, left leg is long. Adjust those sits bones, find that block, bring it on the outside or inside of that left leg. Sigh, let's lift the arms up, inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, side bend over to the left, that left arm finding the block this time. The shoulder opens as we send the shoulder back, and the right arm reaches over across the head. The heaviness of the hand and the arm, opening up the side body. Sometimes when I do this, I like to bring my right hand and left hand together, so the left hand kind of holds the right hand, so my right hand doesn't feel like it's gonna fly all over the place. Now exhale, bring the right arm up. Left arm comes up. Exhale, let the hands come down. Bring the left hand or the block out in front from the left side. Inhale up. Exhale, reach the heart towards the block, and then we'll fold forward. Hands might come onto the block. Let the heart and the chin meet. Maybe close the eye, flexing the left foot. One more in breath. Now exhale, float the arms up. Breathe in, just reach through the fingers when you get the arms long. Now exhale, twist towards the right, left hand coming to that knee, maybe the right hand coming behind. Opening up the heart and the shoulders. As we exhale, we might press that left hand into the knee. Feel some expansion across the upper back. And we'll exhale, bring hands hard. Now let's make our way onto our back. So maybe some of us want to rock back and move through our Navasana. Maybe we want to find Navasana and float in our boat for just a little while. Any variation of boat pose. Maybe we want to run right down into Shavasana. Connecting the back body to the earth. And any shape that is going to serve you and your energy today. Finding ourselves in our resting pose. Maybe moving the shoulders up and then back down to the ground, creating space between the shoulder blades. Letting the feet fall wherever gravity draws them. Closing the eyes if that's comfortable. Letting all expression fall from the face. Noticing if there's a color behind the eyelids. Sinking into the shape that you're in. If your shavasana today is maybe a little bit more challenging, your mind is thinking about a to-do list or what you're going to eat later, perhaps giving it something to anchor to. Maybe that anchor is noticing the in-breath and the out-breath. Maybe that anchor is a mantra. Maybe inhaling and saying to yourself, so. And when you exhale, saying hum. Inhaling, so. Exhale, hum. Just redirecting that attention. Now staying where you are in Shavasana. Perhaps you'd like to dedicate the last few minutes of your practice to pranayama. And if that's the case, then gently roll over and press up to a seated position. And practice the pranayama of your choice. Or remaining in Shavasana. You can stay seated or lying down.
Give yourself a moment to sit after pranayama or to remain resting in shavasana. Let's exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.